Would you accept an open relationship?
I'm not against non-monogamous relationship, but if you're already in a monogamous relationship, it would be very, very hurtful unless I was on the same page. How would you handle finding out that your partner used to have a career or lifestyle that they never disclosed? For example, discovering they were a well-known adult performer or had a secret marriage they had never mentioned.
I wouldn't feel comfortable and I wouldn't feel like I could trust that person. I would walk away. If you found out that your partner only started dating you because they believed you were wealthy or financially secure, but they developed genuine feelings over time, would you forgive them or end the relationship? Wouldn't the question go through your mind, what happens if I lose my job? What happens if there is no money? When you go into a relationship for money, it's because you have a fear of loss of money. And guess what happens? Your money will be taken, period.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cassandra Ritter coming to you from Astro Divas, and this is Tasha Taremi. And we are with Astrodipity, which is an online dating platform where you can meet people based on compatibility through synastry. The goal is to help everybody find deeper connections, find soulmates, find your one and only. But it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can be for business. It can be for friendship. And it's based on your time of birth, your place of birth, and your date of birth. So that's very important. Once you put that in, our AI algorithm matches you based on your whole chart. You get to learn about yourself. You get to see someone else's chart. And the whole goal is to get your sun, your moon, your Mars, your rising, etc. Match it with somebody who can relate to you on a deep level rather than superficial. So we have some emails and dating tips to talk about today. Today's a big day. Happy Scorpio season once again for all of you Scorpios out there and everybody else. We're both going to start with the emails and dating tips that we have for you. Tasha, you want to take the lead?
Okay. So the first one is, would you accept an open relationship? It says, what would you do if you found out your partner of several years wants to open up the relationship? Is it possible to go from monogamy to non-monogamy successfully? Or is this a sign that something deeper is broken? Do you want to weigh in on that first?
I'll weigh on it. Yes, I'll weigh in because I know that you actually have a story. I think that if you're in a monogamous relationship in the first place, and that's who you are, not like I'm not against being in a non-monogamous relationship, but if you're already in a monogamous relationship, I think that change, if someone came to me and said, I want to be open and I want to do whatever, first of all, that'd be a huge red flag for me. It would be very, very hurtful. Unless I was on the same page. But to go from being in one way of being to a whole other being can cause a lot of damage. And I don't know how many people out there would work after that. I think it could be traumatizing to the person who doesn't feel the same way. My question is, do you both feel the same way? If both are okay with it, that would be one thing. But I know a lot of people aren't. And it just when you want to be with one person and then all of a sudden you change your mind and you want to be with a bunch of people or whomever, it doesn't say much for the person that you were with initially or that you are with currently. It doesn't say much to that relationship because now you're basically saying, and this is what I take from that, and I will always believe, this is my belief, you're basically saying that you are not enough anymore, and I want to explore other people. Is that okay? Because you want to keep it safe and comfortable and keep that relationship and keep that person with you. But I want to explore other options and have my cake and eat it too. And that's what I feel. I think I don't agree with it at all, but that's me. I just don't. And how do you feel on this?
I'm on the same page. Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. And if this is a marriage, for me, a marriage is between two people. And if you are inviting other people into the marriage, then there's deeper issues there. You know, if you need to seek validation, if your spouse or your long-term partner is not enough for you, that person has underlying issues that need to be healed. This stems from insecurity, not to mention the energetic consequences of hooking up with multiple people. Because if we're talking about energy, you are absorbing whatever attachments, whatever energy that person has.
Correct.
I'm not in agreement. And I just think that what's the purpose of a marriage if you're going to have an open relationship?
Or
that's a joke.
And that's what relationship means, right? You're relating to one person. You're not relating to multiple
people. You know, I just think anyone that would be willing to accept that, they have a fear of abandonment. That's the only person I would imagine would accept that type of dynamic. They're wounded too.
Yeah. I think
that's my opinion.
I think it's even deeper than that. I think they've got no self-esteem at that point, no self-worth, no value. They feel not valued in any means and very codependent on that relationship and will do anything. And at that point, it's not love for the person anymore because you're staying, you're desperate at that point.
Right.
That person fills that void in you. However, like you mentioned, the energy that you're bringing in, every time you sleep with somebody else, you're bringing that energy into your relationship as well. And not to mention other, things that can happen physically, emotionally, so many things.
It will never end well. It will never end well.
No, of course not.
Period.
Yeah.
Because typically what happens is one or the other will cheat. It will result in cheating, secret relationships outside of the open relationship. Someone will cheat. It's just guaranteed.
You're already there if you're asking.
Right.
You're already there.
Right.
And for the people that are okay, I mean, I know there's a large group of people that are out there and about being open, things like that. If that's your thing and you've gone into it and that's your thing and that makes you happy and you want to hold on to your marriage and have that, but you're both on the same page, that's a whole different story. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about the people who are in a serious, committed relationship in the moment. And to have someone come and say, what about this? Can we have an open relationship? How do you feel about seeing other people? I think you should just walk away.
I agree.
Absolutely walk away. And I know that's easier said than done because you're probably in turmoil and I can only imagine the thoughts that are going through the other party that has just been asked this question. It's trauma from that point on, whether that person's accepting or not. You're in your head, you're wondering, you're questioning yourself, you're thinking you're not enough. Do I do this? And then you have to come to that decision to either agree or not. It's a horrible scenario. All right. The next question is, how would you handle finding out that your partner used to have a career or lifestyle that they never disclosed? For example, discovering they were a well-known adult performer or had a secret marriage they had never mentioned. Is this grounds for walking away, or can trust be rebuilt?
Well, I would not feel real confident in a relationship where someone would hide those things, especially an adult performer. I mean, that has more, it can cause more effects in the relationship. Like, who knows if they have something that they could give to you. It's hard to say what the effects would be from hiding that type of scenario. I wouldn't feel comfortable and I wouldn't feel like I could trust that person. I would walk away.
Yeah. Question to you. Why would someone not divulge that kind of stuff? Okay, I understand not divulging it early in the relationship. Maybe it'll take you some time. You're not sure about the person. But I don't get that feeling that this is a new relationship. I feel like this person, it just came out.
Right.
Why why would someone not want to share that? Maybe it's because they've closed that chapter in their life and they don't want anybody to know. And that I probably, can maybe understand and would have sympathy for and compassion for if that's the case. But if you find out, or let's say your friends come and tell you or things like that, that's got to be hard on someone.
Well, yeah. And then it would make you question, are they hiding it because they're secretly still doing it? All those thoughts would go through your mind. Why would you, when you get into a marriage, you have to be transparent. You don't want skeletons in your closet. You want to tell everything because that person is sharing your life to become one. And that's the energy that I feel when I'm in a marriage, to become one and to keep secrets.
Or a relationship.
Or a long-term relationship. Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree. I just would walk away from that person.
Yeah.
So the next one is money before love. If you found out that your partner only started dating you because they believed you were wealthy or financially secure, but they developed genuine feelings over time, would you forgive them or end the relationship? I guess it would depend on how you found this out. Did someone come to you and say, look, John wanted to get into a relationship with you because the plan was you were going to be wealthy and he was going to use you for your money? I'm sorry, but that's an energy I could not align with. And whether he accidentally fell in love or not, I would just have a bad taste in my mouth after that.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe it at that point.
No, how could you?
Yeah, and then you'd have to wonder, is the person feeling or thinking that they're in love now, however they weren't at the beginning, because they're comfortable and they feel safe and they're so used to that person at that point? Oh my gosh, this is first, anyways, I don't agree with anybody getting together with anybody for money. I'm really, 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 really against people that show off and, try and get a guy or a girl into a relationship by using what they have. If you are that kind of person and you're getting a person like that in the first place, well, you guys are made for each other.
Right.
But if you're an honest, down-to-earth, genuine, serious person who values other people for who they are, and someone got together with you for your money, you definitely need to walk away if you found out that's what they're all about.
Well, here's the other thing, wouldn't the question go through your mind, what happens if I lose my job? What happens if there is no money?
Right.
They're going to run for the hills.
And there's that, there's a famous story going around, or a famous video going around that's been around for forever. But you really see someone's true colors when they have nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's when everything is super important. That's when you know who's real and who's not.
And the one thing I know for certain, you can generate wealth from the vibration of love, but you cannot generate love from a materialistic mindset. If you go into a marriage for money, that's all you could expect. There will not be love, because that is a very, very low vibrational energy to have. And so it actually stems from a poverty consciousness. When you go into a relationship for money, it's because you have a fear of loss of money. And guess what happens? Your money will be taken, period.
And
it will.
And why wouldn't you want to be loved for you? Anyways, all the little quirks that you have. I'd rather have the little, fights or little disagreements because, you're annoying, but guess what? I still love you.
Yeah.
Over, well, you have no money left, or you're not making money, or I can't go get that purse or that car. No, that's not a relationship.
Those are people that they align their identity, their self-worth with money.
Absolutely.
And so those are people that they have no self-worth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if you discovered your partner had an entirely separate life, another partner, family, or secret career in another city? How would you confront them, and would you consider forgiving them if they wanted to come clean and start fresh?
I would say I would just go to them with the information that you found, and I would say, I'm sorry, but you fed me an illusion. You were wearing a mask. I fell in love with someone that doesn't exist. You need to heal. I wish you well. Good luck with the rest of your life.
And you know what I'd say? Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. And actually, you don't fall flat on your face when you leave.
Right.
It's not even something, this isn't even a discussion. This is absolute no. Just point blank, no. Straight up, no.
Yes, I agree. All right. So the next one is your partner suddenly changes their stance on something fundamental like having children or where to live. How do you handle it if this change completely disrupts the vision you had for your shared future? Would you fight to make it work or consider it a deal breaker? I would say it depends on what it is. For example, you went into a union and you had the agreement you wanted to have 2 children or children, period. And then after you get married, 3 years into the marriage, they suddenly come to you and say, I'm sorry, but I don't want to have children. To me, that is a misrepresentation. They had an agreement with you that was a shared vision and belief. And, that's a deception at that point. So I don't think that's fair. And if you cannot make that person realize the injustice in that, then you need to walk away. I'm
going to change my stance on not getting personal or anything with this. I've had that happen. I can tell you that you end up being resentful. You end up being angry. I don't think, boy, could I tell a story? I don't think it's hurt that I felt at that point. It was lack of respect that I felt initially, having it's my way or the highway kind of thing. This is what I want. I want to change directions. Lack of respect is what I noticed first, point blank. It's 2 in a relationship, not 1. You can have your self relationship, your relationship with yourself, but it's 2
right
in a relationship. And okay, I'm not going to be nice, Cass, anymore, but how dare you? Like, really, how dare you just act? You guys have a plan. You can talk about it, bring it up. How would you feel about maybe us doing this instead? How dare you say, this is what I want. I want to go in this direction. By the way, if you're still in, be in. But we're going this way. I would never accept that.
No.
Never. I'm turning my back at that point. It's changing.
It's no longer equal. That's someone that has put themselves above their partner. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're equals.
Who do you think you are?
Right.
Wow.
That's delusions of grandeur is what that is. Yeah.
Hey, I hope you heard that line. Take that line.
Of grandeur. Yeah.
There you go. I love this. Yeah. Is it me?
Yes.
What would you do if you discovered your partner runs an OnlyFans account or similar online content profile that they never told you about? Does it matter if it's for profit or just attention? And how do you confront them about the deception? I'm dying to say something.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you're in a relationship and they're doing whatever on OnlyFans and they're hiding that from you, that's no different than cheating. That is cheating. That is having, personal relationships with people behind your back. And then I would just walk away. I wouldn't tolerate that, because if you tolerate it now, what else are they going to hide in the future? Is the next time, is it going to be that they're having an affair with someone face to face, direct contact? This is a deception, and anyone that would feel comfortable doing that they don't operate in honesty, loyalty, and integrity, nor will they. I don't trust that energy, and I would walk away. I would run.
I just, after listening to what you just said, I decided to go over it again. And I just realized something that they said, which confuses me. They said, what would you do if you discovered your partner runs an OnlyFans account or similar online content profile that they never told you about? The next question bothers me because then they say, does it matter if it's for profit or just for attention? Why are they asking if they're upset about this? And how do you confront them about the deception? Why are you asking if it's for profit or just attention? Okay, are those the two things you're seeing in this? And it's a deception, like Tasha said. There's no other way to say this. Once again, it's like one of the things we talked about before, where this has to come out at the beginning. You should be honest. I don't mean at the very beginning. You can't divulge everything. However, you do need to be transparent. And my saying to everybody out there is, what's more important, honesty or transparency? And it's transparency. There is a difference. There's a huge difference. Everybody can be honest about, oh, I made $5 today, or I walked the dog today, or I didn't walk the dog. But being transparent is a different thing. That's when you're divulging all your truths, your what's going on with you, who you are as a person. That's what's important. That's what it takes to be in a healthy relationship. And you're right. It's ludicrous. It's wrong on every level. Yeah, it's great. If you have an OnlyFans account, that's great. That's what you do. But it's got to be great for both parties.
Right.
I mean, hey, there's a lot of money to be made there. Joke.
I don't know. Again, with the money,
Right.
So the next one is radical lifestyle change. Your partner decides to join a religious group or adopt a lifestyle, becoming vegan, joining a commune that's completely different from the one you've shared. How do you deal with a sudden shift in their identity and beliefs, and would you stay?
Can I weigh in first?
Go ahead.
For me, if someone changed, okay, this is just because of the walking contradiction that I am when it comes to being vegan, not being vegan, right? You know this, and anybody who knows me can laugh because I change my mind constantly. But if somebody changed while we were in a relationship, within our relationship, if I loved them, I would be okay with it. If it's not something that's going against us morally, like cheating or anything like that, if they were just to change, I mean, I would still want to understand, and I would seek to understand. And as long as, it's nothing that's going to hurt us, that's my feeling. What's your take?
So it depends on, okay, vegan is one thing. Mm-hmm. If they want to become vegan and you still want to eat meat, well, you have to respect each other and be okay with that. If I am, because I'm Christian, I married a man who is Christian, and then years later they say, no, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. That is something that I would not be able to align with. I can't. That's not okay with me, because I feel like when you are in a shared union, you share your morals, your views, your spiritual beliefs. And I think it's very important to be on the same pages in that area. And I could not align, and I have experienced it before. I cannot. I will not. I refuse to align with someone that doesn't hold the same spiritual beliefs, because we support one another. We're there for each other. And so, no.
I think that's beautiful. I don't know if I see, I completely understand where you're coming from, and it makes total sense. The only thing is, I think sometimes you fall in love, and sometimes I hope you do, but I think sometimes you fall in love with people, and you just do, and you fall in love with their soul, not for their beliefs, not for what they bring to the table, but just because you like what you see in them. And sometimes your values might not be the same as far as your beliefs religiously. And I don't know that it would be a deal breaker for me. I know for a lot of people it is. It's a deal breaker, but I also think when you love someone a lot that you would explore their interests or their beliefs. But I understand both sides.
Yeah. Well, they're not talking about first meeting someone. They're talking about they've already been in a relationship.
Right.
So he switched up or she switched up during the relationship at some point. So it's not like falling in love.
Yeah, you're right. You just flipped me back because I'm putting you in that situation. I'm, visualizing that situation happening between you and Mark. And yeah, I'd be floored. If I was you, I'd be floored if he turned around and said, well, I feel different now. And now I'm going to go with Buddhism. And yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Take back everything I said. You're absolutely right. It's different if you're falling in love, like you said.
Right.
But if you're already there and somebody just flips the script. Switches up.
Yep.
No, you're not aligned anymore. You're right. Sorry about that.
You got the next one.
Your partner's wealthy family insists that they only marry someone of a certain status, background, or belief system, and they can lose a significant inheritance if they stay with you. Would you encourage them to stay and sacrifice, or let them go for their own future? What are your thoughts?
Well, first off, you shouldn't have to be encouraging anyone to do anything. If that person truly loves you, that money, that inheritance means nothing. True love means more than the promise of inheritance. And if you have to convince someone, they're not your person. Move on. They're not.
It's the family that's insisting, right? So,
I had this experience. I dated someone that their family was threatening them. And he said, I don't care. I'll be with who I want to be with. And I don't need your money.
There's a lot of cultures out there that are like this. And I do know that people, Jewish cultures, like lots of cultures like this, that you have to be Jewish or you have to be this or you have to be that. And yeah, you'll go through the hurt if you end up leaving the relationship based on your family and find somebody else in the future. Yes, it could happen. It does happen for a lot of people. But this is a really, really heavy topic. And funny enough, I just had this conversation with one of my friends, Naveen, last week. We were talking about family and how, it's not supposed to be your extended family or your family, your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers who have any input in the relationship that you have with someone else. Once you're in a relationship with someone else, you are creating your own family. Once you have kids with them, etc. Okay, maybe you're not having kids, but the idea is to create your own family. They become second. They are not supposed to have anything to say about your relationship. People are wrong all the time. Like you'll hear about mothers. Well, I didn't like that person. I didn't like that person. If my daughter listened to every person I didn't like that she was involved with, she wouldn't be in a relationship. So actually, that's wrong. I like them all. But I'm just trying to, point out that we should, nobody's family should have a say. They can say, I've got a bad feeling, or if it's something that's right in front of your face, that's different. If they're abusive or something like that. But we're not going to give you your inheritance. If you stay with that person, I don't know if that would make me resent you and never talk to you again, or leave the person because you want the money.
Well, and that's a sign of control. So their family is controlling their child's life. And so where does that control end? And you are giving away your power by allowing your family to dictate who you love.
Right.
So no.
Totally.
No.
Totally.
Yeah. So am I next? I think I am.
Yes.
You start developing feelings for your best friend's ex, who is also interested in you. This could risk your friendship and create complicated dynamics. Do you pursue the relationship or stay loyal to your friend and walk away from potential love? Oh, I don't think that I would step into that dirty puddle. I just would not put myself, because that feels like a betrayal to your friend.
Yeah, I've got this code like you that, like you, I just know you and I are so alike.
Yeah.
I find it difficult. And then I can also understand other people, though. If you're not in communication anymore, you're not friends with that person anymore, and you happen to be interested in their ex and they're interested in you, you've got one life. What do you do? So here's the scenario. Let's say you and I were friends with Tina years ago, and she was married to this amazing hunk, and he liked us both. And then we weren't friends with her anymore. And he happened to come on to either one of us. And we really liked him, though, still. Is there a point where you break that code? Well, you never get together with someone's ex or anything like that. Is there a point where it doesn't matter if they're not in your life anymore? I'm having trouble talking, sorry. Is there a point where it shouldn't matter because your happiness is what matters? I find it a very difficult subject because I'm really like I would never even consider being with someone's ex or ever. It's like a no-brainer to me. But then I hear about other people and I hear their stories and I get it. I do understand, some people, if you met Mark, but you were friends with his ex-wife, you're no longer friends. And you met Mark and you're both so comfortable together. Even if you were friends with his ex, you're so comfortable together, though. But they're exes. If
it was years and that person's not in my life, that friend is not in my life, that would be different. Years. I feel like it's more of an issue if you are actively having a friendship with that person. To me, that would be a no-no. But if it's been years and years and you're not friends with that person, you don't see that person, and that person, the ex, comes into your life, that would be different.
Yes. Your way is the only way it makes sense to me, or that I could do it without feeling guilty. Right. Because guilt is a big thing for me. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Awesome. So here are some other questions or emails. My name is Jessica, and I've been in a relationship for 3 years. Although things are mostly great, we've hit some bumps. I'm a Capricorn, and my partner, Tom, is a Gemini. Could you share your insights on our compatibility and any tips on making this partnership last? Thank you for your wisdom, Jessica.
Well, I didn't give much information, but, Gemini is air. So they're very analytical. Capricorn is more earth, more grounded, and their priority is typically work. So, I would do your research on the difference between air and earth, their styles of communication. I would definitely get all of the placements, not just the sun sign, because that's what's going to make a difference. And sit down and have a discussion and a compromise. That's what I would do.
Couldn't have said it any better.
All right. I'm going to do the next one. It says, career guidance for a Virgo. Help me navigate my next career move. It says, hello, Astro Divas. I'm Mark, a Virgo, born August 30th. At a crossroads in my career, I feel an urge to make a change, but need guidance on whether the timing is right and what path suits me best. Could the stars reveal any advice? Looking forward to your insights, Mark. Well, first thing I would say is you need to discover, Mark, what it is you're passionate about. Like for me, Virgo, is a sign of service. I always have wanted to serve others. How could you serve others? In what way could you serve others that's attached to something you are passionate about? So, for example, maybe you're passionate about art, for example. How can you help others through your art? Is you opening a business where you're selling your art going to bring happiness and joy to others? So you need to discover where your passion lies and how you can be of service to others by way of your creative expression. And that's where you're going to find your new path and purpose there.
Yeah. I'd like to say happy birthday. We shared the same birthday, August 30th. And you've got a 3. So being a 3 means you love to talk. You'd be a great debater. You're great with the public. And then you've got a 0 attached to that 3, which means it's amplified. So if you feel an urge to make a change, there is no right or wrong time. Making a change, if you're feeling that urge, well, you have to go for it. And like Tasha said, you need to figure out what that change is. But you definitely don't do what you're doing. I feel an urge to make that change. And is it the right time? There is no right time. The time is when you feel that urge. There couldn't be a better time, and never stop trying, by the way. But as for the path and what suits you, and do the stars reveal that? All I can say is you've got, you're good with people. You're a Virgo, like Tasha said. You love to analyze, super analytical. Virgos tend to make some of the best CEOs and entrepreneurs, or health, art, even depending on your placements. Like she said, the stars can only help you to a degree, but you know your passion. You would know what that is, and you need to find that within yourself. And that's what I
agree.
Yeah. The next one is, my name is Laura, and lately there's been tension in my family, especially between my Leo sister, Amy, and our Taurus mom, Janet. How can we navigate these energies for harmony? Any astrological insights would be appreciated with gratitude. So there's tension in her family between her sister, who happens to be a Leo. Is that all the information she gave us? Yes, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And our Taurus. Well, all I can say is just because of your signs, unless we have what's going on or the situation, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how to respond to that, because just because you're a Taurus or a Leo or Virgo or a Gemini doesn't mean you can't get along and make things work and resolve things. So I don't have any information on that.
Well, it's fire and earth. Earth likes to be grounded, and fire can be a little impulsive and explosive.
Yeah.
So depending on if they're in their shadow or if they're high vibrational. So,
Yeah. And a Taurus is stubborn, though. And a Taurus is also grounded. There's negatives and positive.
Right.
A Taurus, when we have our minds made up, because I'm a Taurus rising, it's very, 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 very hard to change our minds. And Taurus is I've lost the words. It's a fixed sign. And because it's fixed, it makes it even harder to change us.
Yeah.
You've got to make sense. And Leo likes to be the boss. You've got two people who want to be the boss here. So I don't know what the situation is, but you are like seriously both bosses. So
Yeah.
that's all I have to say.
It's like scorched earth.
Yeah. Scorched earth.
Yes.
Only you can come up with these one-liners. Right? Only you. I've never been able to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is new business venture advice. It says, hello, Astro Divas. I'm Steven, a Scorpio, thinking of starting a new business. I'd love to know if this year holds any promising aspects for success or if I should wait for a better planetary alignments. Any advice? Thanks in advance, Steven. He's a Scorpio. He's a water sign. But we are in a year of expansion and growth. 2024 is a year of expansion and growth.
And karma. So,
good or bad.
Like good or bad, yeah. Yeah. And you're right. And had we had time like this, if this was sent earlier, then we'd be able to look into it and things like that. But at this point, I wouldn't know. But I can say that that next year we are going into, as far as numerology goes, a 9-year cycle, which is about a lot of letting go, a lot of endings. And it really is about endings of all kinds, ending your old life, old chapters, old careers, old businesses, please no, old relationships, friendships, things like that. And a lot of endings. And it's not necessarily, I heard someone say the other day, oh, it's to allow endings for new beginnings. No, not numerology, not for new beginnings. New beginnings will start the next year, the following year, in the year one. Unlike astrology, numerology is a little bit different. But if you want to start a new business, like I just said, next year is about, that's a generalization. That's just, we happen to be going into a universal year 9. That really has nothing to do with what your personal year is or what your life path is. We don't know that number, but Scorpios, you guys are so imagine, I can't say the word, it's not coming out. You guys are creative and what's the word?
Imaginative.
Thank you. It just will not come out. You psychic, intuitive, you feel everything. You sense things that other people will never be able to sense. If you're thinking about starting something, don't listen to any negativity or anything like that. Just do it. Take the action and just do it. Get positive, get that strength going, tell yourself you can do it, start using positive affirmations, put a plan on paper, get that business plan going and do it.
Don't do it for the money. Do it because it's something you love.
Yeah.
What you love. Don't do it for money.
And if you're thinking about it, just stop thinking about it and do it.
Right.
This is where fire signs, I know he's Scorpio, but fire signs are so great. They are the doers. They're the action ones. And if he's got fire placements, it'll help push him in that direction. So,
yep. I see. Am I the next or are you?
I think you are. Yep.
Okay. So it says, Dear Astro Divas, I'm Natalie, an Aquarius who recently went through a tough breakup with Daniel, a Cancer. My emotions are all over the place, and I'm looking for astrological guidance on healing and moving forward. Thank you for your help, Natalie.
Oh.
So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, that's an air sign. So sometimes they push their emotions down, don't they? The air.
Yeah. Sometimes they get over things really quickly, though. So I don't know the other. And a Cancer is the emotional, intimate one. Loves intimacy. But she's saying her emotions are all over the place. She's going through it. Sorry.
Well, the advice I would give would be stick with the facts. You're an air sign. You're good with analytics. Write down what the relationship offered you, positive and negative, and stick with the facts. So just focus on what your experience was, what you learned from that experience, take that knowledge and move forward and release the emotional attachment to that lesson.
Yeah.
That'll help.
That's well said.
Yeah.
And remember, time heals. You need
yes. Yeah, definitely.
Next one is from Emily. I am a Sagittarius who craves adventure, but can't find a partner who matches my energy. Could the stars offer advice on where or how to find my perfect match?
I just heard looking for love in all the wrong places.
Probably, eh?
So, yeah, I think that she needs to take a break, focus on what makes her happy, focus on self-love, self-care. What is she passionate about? Investing in hobbies, and allow the person that's meant for her, allow herself to attract that energy. I feel the energy of chasing. Like, you don't need to chase. When you're in your highest vibration, when you're an Empress, you attract. You're like a magnet.
Yeah, good point.
Yes.
Yeah, from the email, yeah, she's chasing. That's exactly. I want a relationship. I want one. I want one. It doesn't work like that. You can't just go out and say, I want a relationship and go.
And that's desperate energy. And that's why she's attracting people that are not aligned, because she needs to know herself, know her value, and truly be in love with who she is and focus on her own desires and allow it to happen naturally.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Dear Astro Divas, I'm Paul, a Taurus struggling financially despite my best efforts. I'd love to know if the stars have any advice or good news coming my way regarding financial stability. I just realized that people were hoping for projections. Because we're getting a lot of those emails. And I don't know. He's a Taurus. Actually, Taurus is for the next, I think, month and a half. We'll have to do this next week, but it's supposed to be very good for Tauruses. But I don't know what you do. I know that you need to remain positive and you need to remain disciplined, and consistency is everything. So if you can maintain those three things and keep putting a positive step forward, that it will come. You just, I'm one to talk because we all have our moments, but I definitely think that you need to, just keep telling yourself it's going to work out. Don't lose hope.
Well, and here's the thing, whether astrology is saying that Tauruses are meant to be wealthy in the year 2024, you have to align with the vibration of wealth. And
Correct.
by reading your message, this is fear-based around finances. So the first thing to eliminate that is to be in a space of love and gratitude. Start giving thanks for everything you have. If you have 50 cents in your checking account, start giving thanks and gratitude for the 50 cents, because gratitude will raise your vibration and will attract you more to be grateful for. So that's really important. I would also listen to subliminals. There are really great subliminals that reprogram your mind, which comes from childhood, the programming that we will always be in lack. I would definitely invest some time into listening to those subliminals and redirecting those negative thoughts that ping your mind. That is fear around money. Okay, money is energy.
Right. And Tasha, you're absolutely right. Changing your beliefs and your negative patterns. Subliminals can help, or even YouTube has a ton of YouTube videos for self-hypnosis. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis, but that can help you. And just getting it in your head, getting this worry out of your head. I'm one to talk. I'm a Virgo, so.
Well, healing the money wound. There's YouTube videos on healing the money wound.
Yeah.
And we all have it. It's a societal projection, programming from childhood, and we all have it. So it's something you have to be aware of and consciously work on.
Yep.
All right. So am I up or are you?
Yep. Sweet.
Okay. So the next one is, hello, Astro Divas. I'm Sophie, a Pisces considering a major move to a different city. Could the stars offer any insights on whether now is a favorable time for such a big change? Best regards, Sophie. So she is wanting to move. She doesn't say what her sign is.
She says she's a Pisces.
Oh, Pisces. That's right. She's a water sign.
if this is what she's thinking about right now, is it a favorable time? There's, there is no, once again, they're asking for projections. And once again, we haven't done that this week. I mean, who knows as far as her chart goes or anything like that, if it's a good time for her. But if you are considering it and you're thinking about it, remember that these big things that you're looking at or thinking about, change is always good. I mean, and if you're even considering this, then there must be reasons for it, and you're not happy with where you're at. And it would probably open up a lot of doors for you, and you would have a lot of changes happen because of it. And I think that's a wonderful thing. So
Yeah.
just my gut is telling me this would be good.
So, yeah, I would say listen to your higher self. It's not for nothing that you are getting that pull, that desire to make a change. And
Exactly.
the universe will push you to do something that is scary, because what better way to become fearless than to face your fear and overcome it? So
Right.
if your higher self is pulling you to do something, trust it, take that leap of faith, and know that there is a purpose in that. It's going to turn out for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hi, Astro Divas. I'm Rachel, a Libra parent to an Aries child, Lucas. I often struggle to understand his high energy and independence. Do you have any astrological advice for creating more balance at home? Thank you so much, Rachel. I totally do. Well, an Aries child is such a beautiful child. Oh my gosh. Aries, they love, they dote, they love a challenge. They can be the sweetest, most adoring characters ever. And if you're a Libra, you love too. You're just more, you use your thoughts more. And Aries will absolutely come out and go, I love you so much. Whereas a Libra, it's more, I did this for you and this shows you my love. But I mean, Libra and Aries are complete opposites. However, they're a wonderful fit. So you should have no problems in your future, but just accept that he's always going to have a high energy, and that's wonderful. Don't try and change that. And he's always going to be independent. Advice for creating more balance at home? Not really.
I have some advice.
I don't. You go, girl.
Well, Aries sons, Aries, they like to be in control. Sometimes they feel that they know better about life and choices than their parent. And so obviously they don't, because they're not as experienced. I have an example. My Aries son, I woke up one morning and said, I bought him a car. And I said, now, it's icy out. You need to drive slow because the roads are really slick. I know. You don't have to tell me that. Not 5 minutes later, I get a call. I hit a fire hydrant. I slid on the ice and I hit the fire hydrant. The car I just purchased for my Aries son that didn't want to listen. So the advice when it comes to raising an Aries child, yes, we have to encourage their independence. But when it comes to knowing what's right, structure, you have to set boundaries, clear boundaries for your Aries child.
I'm going to listen to her.
Yes.
Take that advice, everyone, because I absolutely agree with that. Yep. You're
And that was an example.
It was a great example, though. I mean, that's what helps people, right? Those examples are what makes this. Yep. You're next, hon.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so
Do you want me to do it?
yeah, please do, because I lost my place.
It's okay, sweet. My name is Michael, and I'm a Capricorn who's been talking to Lena, a Leo. Things are moving fast, and I wonder if the stars will show that this is a potentially positive match, or should I proceed with caution? So Michael, who's a Capricorn, is basing this on astrology and only astrology. But also he's asking a very, very good and normal question, right? Should I proceed with caution? So a Capricorn and a Leo. Well, if you want to go based on astrology, a Capricorn is North sign, structured, stable, career focused, etc. Can be very, very, shut down or very loyal. There's positives and negatives. Leos are the center of attention, or want to be. I won't say they are. Like to be the center of attention, very passionate, action orientated, depending on what they're doing, can be creative, etc. I think you should take every relationship with caution in the first place. And I'm just going to throw this out as my advice. Not everything has to be based on astrology, and don't always base everything on astrology and use that as your go-to, because like everything else in the world, you have free will. Things can change on a dime, and but don't be too cautious in this. That's all I have to say on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I would go off of actions, not words.
But I don't
see where it goes.
Yeah. He's just asking based on the astrology part.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one is, I'm Anna, Gemini, dealing with an intense stress at work. Could the stars provide any guidance on how to navigate the challenging period? Any planetary alignments that could help? Thank you, Anna. Well, we are in a phase where anything unaligned must go. So if you're having issues at work, this could be a sign from the universe that it is no longer aligned for you.
Yeah.
So you need to be open, because what will happen if you don't take that hint that you need to look elsewhere, what will happen is the universe will eventually bring a tower in, and it will look like termination, layoff. It will look like a situation where it is so uncomfortable that you are forced to walk away. And that's how it works. But it's not to punish you. It's because something amazing is about to come in that is totally aligned for you, that's on your destined path.
Yeah, and it's causing her stress.
Yes,
right now. So yeah,
that's the sign right there.
That's the sign.
Time to go.
Yep. Can our friendship be saved? I'm Lucas, a Libra, and I've had a falling out with my Sagittarius friend, Chris. I miss our friendship and don't know how to approach the situation. Any advice would be appreciated. Well, it's a Libra and a Sagittarius right there. This can be worked out. I think somebody needs to, be the first one to say something. And if you're the one obviously wanting to fix this and work it out, then maybe you might have to be the one to reach out because he isn't. And when you miss someone, you shouldn't wait. You have to pick up that phone, make that call, do something about it. You shouldn't wait. We're not given a bunch of time. Life can change in a heartbeat, and it's a maturity thing. And I think it's clear what you want right now. So you don't need to ask anybody's permission to pick up that phone or show up and try and fix this. I think you should just do that. And it's very simple advice that I think.
Yeah, be honest, be accountable if you made mistakes, be apologetic, come from a sincere place, and expect that in return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he'd be well reciprocated.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one is, I'm Sarah, Cancer, and I've been feeling low energy lately. Are there any astrological movements I should be aware of that could impact my health, or any tips for boosting my well-being? Thank you for your insights, Sarah. Well, we've been going through a lot of planetary, I'm not an astrologer, but there has been a lot of planetary activity that has affected your energy. Also, things from the past coming from this up to the surface so that you can release it. There is a full moon that's coming up on the 15th of November. That can also affect your energy. I would say go out in nature, get more grounded, be aware of your emotions and the feelings, feel what you need to feel, but then release it. Don't sit in any energy that is sad or low vibrational. Just make a conscious effort to stay in the vibration of love and gratitude. That's going to help you. What do you have to say about it?
I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
There's nothing to add to that. I think it was perfectly said. And that was for her well-being, right?
Yeah.
My name is Tom, and I'm a Pisces with a major procrastination problem. Do the stars have any insights on how I can break this cycle and become more productive? Well, it's not about the stars. This is something you need to work on. And if you're a procrastinator, by the way, Pisces do have this in, their, anyways. It's funny you say this, but you have to train yourself. You can't just say, well, I'm going to stop procrastinating and tomorrow, and you're not going to feel that way. No, it's something you have to train. You have to discipline yourself, and discipline is everything, because procrastination is a lack of discipline. And that's all I have to say for that. I mean, if you truly mean what you're saying right now, then you've got to push yourself and get to it. There's no other way to say it. Just do it.
I feel like it comes from emotional overwhelm, Cancer or Pisces being a water sign. And I feel like it would help if you started to make a list. What am I going to accomplish today? And make it a short list initially. And once you complete those tasks, cross them off, it's going to give you confidence, and it's not going to be so overwhelming, because I do feel emotional overwhelm in your energy. And that's why you don't get started, because in your mind, there is too much. So if you create a structure by putting it on paper, you can see it in black and white. You can actively cross it off when you fulfill that obligation. That's my advice.
You might be right on that one. Yeah. If she's picking up energy, she's picking up energy. On that note, guys, I just want to say that remember that tomorrow is 11/11, so it's a portal. It's a very big portal. It's time for manifesting, and write down your intentions, set your intentions, think about your intentions, start talking to yourself in a positive way. Anything you can do to, help yourself get in that good mindset, whether it be put on some music and dance, whatever it is, do it. Because it's the second largest portal of the year. So the first one was, I believe, in August, the 888, and now it's 11/11. So it's a big one. And we will be back with you next week. Just as a reminder, please check out Astrodipity. We have a bigger launch going on next week. I think it's next week. By the end of next week, we should be fully blown in India. I hope, I pray, but, sometimes we're late by a few days. And if you've got any emails or seek advice from Tasha or I, send your email to astrodivas@astrodipity.com. And we will see you next Sunday at 11 a.m. And bye for now from Kat.
Bye.